Alright, so we can see what happens when they get disturbed on a warm day. They come out in mass. And as suspected, a lot of them are taking to the air. It's so warm to begin the process of migrating back to lower elevations where they'll reproduce. Certainly many of them will stay behind, but the process has begun, that's for sure. When the bulk of them fly back just depends upon the weather. It needs to just be about 3 more degrees warmer and they would all get going. So there's thousands that are airborne right now making their way up into the sky. Yeah. The earliest I've ever seen them fly back in mass is around the first week of January. The earliest I've ever seen them fly from the valley floors to their beds in the mountains is about the middle of April in 2005. I was able to start harvesting fresh bugs back then. Never seen it that early again. So they start walking along the tree trunk and they'll find open areas underneath the bark, begin hiding in there. You see huge masses of them. I'll put this back, let them collect there. The ones that are walking, they just want shade. They haven't decided to fly back yet. So, be like that on the whole dead tree. Now, it's important to remove as much dead timber in large sections as possible after a fire. 1, it attracts lots of pests. 2, it's not burned back enough that it won't burn better in the next fire. But you do need some dead timber. It decomposes and puts nutrients back in the ground, provides shelter for the ladybugs, provides shelter for grubs that bears will claw out of here. And every little bit plays its part. What we've had in California and many parts of the West, New Mexico in particular, is this environmental radicalism that says don't clear cut. Clear cutting is actually really beneficial if you do it right. It's the clear cutting that provides the habitat for deer and other vegetative grazers to feed on. Doesn't mean you clear cut the whole damn forest. It means you clear cut sections at a time. And you certainly come in after a fire and get rid of as much timber as you can. I mean, why is Southern California importing as much timber as it does from Canada? And that's ridiculous. I mean, good for Canada. We have more than enough timber in California to meet our needs. We just have environmental radicalism that doesn't allow for it. You got to have moderation in the whole thing, otherwise it just falls apart. In California, of course, there is no such thing as moderation.